Endrick is one of the hottest players in the world right now. Since his move to France in the January transfer window, he has been taking the entire world by storm with his inevitability and consistency in front of goal. The Brazilian striker decided to leave Real Madrid halfway into the season because he wasn't getting enough playing time. He made that decision primarily because he wants to play enough and earn a place at the World Cup this summer. He only signed a 6-month loan deal with Olympique Lyon, so he's expected to be back at Real Madrid ahead of the 2026-27 season. But we think that would be a bad idea for him, and you'll find out why we say so in this video today. This is why Endrick must not return to Real Madrid. First of all, Endrick has really found himself at Lyon. The fans, the staff and the players showed him a lot of love from the moment he joined and made him feel at home from the start. They have provided him with the right environment and atmosphere to restart his career after Real Madrid had put his development at a halt by leaving him on the bench for almost the entirety of the first half of the season. Of course, he's already paying back that love and faith in him by delivering goals and helping the team win games, and despite his recent red card, the fans and his teammates would surely love it even more if he turned his loan deal into a permanent one at the end of the season.
By the way, quick pause. If you're watching this and you're even slightly stressed about Valentine's gifts, don't be. We've got ya. If your partner supports your club or just survives match days with you and still sticks around, that is love. So this Valentine's Day, skip the boring gifts. Go to goal90.shop and use code VALENTINE14 for 14% off plus free shipping worldwide on jerseys, phone cases and football accessories. Get something for your partner, match with them if you want, or honestly, just treat yourself. Self-love counts too. Alright, back to the video.
It'll be sort of similar to the case of Anthony. At United, his career was almost completely destroyed, but a loan move to Real Betis breathed new life into his career. The fans, staff and players showed him a lot of love, and he ended up paying that back by signing permanently with them despite getting offers from top clubs like Bayern Munich. But let's face it, Endrick is a superstar talent. He deserves to be playing at one of the best clubs in the world, and no disrespect to Lyon, but they're just not at that level. And seeing as he already has a contract with Real Madrid, it feels like the simplest thing for him to do is to just go back to one of the biggest clubs in the world and try and fight for a shirt. And well, thanks to this loan spell, that fight should now be easier for him. He is showing that he has what it takes to lead an attack for a club in a top European league, and Real Madrid are watching. But no matter how good he proves to be, it would still be impossible for him to displace Mbappé at Real Madrid. That's the simple fact. Mbappé is arguably the best striker in the world right now and will continue to be for the next few years. So at best, Endrick will have to play second fiddle to the Frenchman if he returns to Madrid this summer. To be fair, Endrick can also play on the wing, but it's not his most preferred position, and with the likes of Vini, Rodrigo, Güler and Mastantuono at the club who are all better options on the wing than Endrick, he will likely not be first choice there either. Yes, we've seen Arbeloa play with a 4-4-2 setup, and of course that can easily accommodate Mbappé and Endrick in the same 11, but it would mean sacrificing Vini, and we just don't see that happening. So the simple truth is that if Endrick returns to Real Madrid in the summer, he will return to sitting on the bench. His game time might improve under the new manager compared to what it was under Alonso, but we don't see him being anything more than a fringe player, which is certainly more than what he would want. The teenager surely wants to be playing week in, week out, and Real Madrid just cannot guarantee him that right now. So, what are his most realistic options? We'll talk about that in a second, but if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Done? Okay, let's get back to the video. One thing Endrick can do is extend his loan deal with Lyon for perhaps another season. He is enjoying himself in France right now, and with how things are going, Lyon could qualify for the Champions League, and that would be just perfect. Leading the line for a club like Lyon while they compete in the UEFA Champions League and perhaps mount a title charge in a top 5 European league could do wonders for his confidence, mentality and his development as a young player. In fact, it feels like the best option for him. Since he's already having a good time there, it's very advisable for him to stay there a little longer so he can go further in his developmental phase. He is a top talent, that bit is obvious, but he still has so much to learn before he can be handed the responsibility of leading the front line for a top club like Real Madrid. An extended time at Lyon could help him with that. It's like the case with Nico Paz. He left Real Madrid in 2024, moving to Como in the Serie A. He developed so much in just his first year there, being named best under-23 player in the Serie A in his first season there. Real Madrid had a buyback clause in his contract, and the Argentinian could easily have returned after that one good year, but they decided that he should remain there for an extra year for him to develop further, and it is obvious how much more mature his game has become in that extra year. The same should be done for Endrick. Another option for the Brazilian wonderkid could be to join another top club that will guarantee him game time, whether in the Premier League, Bundesliga or Ligue 1. If Endrick can find a Champions League club that will guarantee him regular playing time, it's something he should explore. He could take another loan move or strike a permanent deal which gives Real Madrid a buyback clause, so if they feel truly convinced in a year or two, they could buy him back. That money spent would show him how committed the club is to having him back at the club. And one thing we're sure of is that there will be a plethora of offers for him on the table, so he must first evaluate all his options and not just run back to Real Madrid first thing in the summer. And don't get us wrong, we're not making these suggestions because we don't like Real Madrid, it's nothing like that. But the very obvious fact is that at this very point, no matter how good he is, provided Vini and Mbappé are still at the club, Endrick just cannot be a starter at Real Madrid. And at this very early stage of his career, he needs to be playing regularly so that his growth is not stunted. Essentially, we're not suggesting that Endrick cut ties with Real Madrid at the end of the season, but we think it's best for him to keep on developing somewhere else in Europe for now. We've seen in the past how returning to your parent club too quickly can negatively affect your career. Jesse Lingard is a prime example. He was hardly seeing any game time at United, so he decided to move to West Ham on loan in 2021. It ended up being an incredible move for him. He became one of the hottest English players around, and clubs started asking for him, including West Ham, who wanted to keep him, but he returned to United and went straight back to the bench. After then, he just was never able to reach those levels he hit at West Ham again. 3 years later, he was already playing in South Korea. Had he extended his stay at West Ham, the story might have been very different. Now, we're not saying Endrick's career would go this exact same way if he returns to Real Madrid in the summer, but this should serve as a cautionary tale. It is now time to hear from you. What do you think Endrick should do at the end of the season? Should he extend his loan deal at Lyon? Should he sign with them permanently? Should he move to a new club? Or should he just return to Real Madrid and fight for a shirt? Tell us what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Every 4 years, time stands still, and a legacy is reborn. For the veterans who've cheered through every goal and every heartbreak, and for the rookies dreaming of their very first victory. Introducing the Goal 90 World Cup Collection. Engineered for the legends of today and the icons of tomorrow. Men's and kids' kits are now live. Wear the pride, own the moment. Goal 90. Passion has no age limit.